Oh, blimey, I couldn't. Anyway, good evening, everyone. It's back to normal, isn't it? You know, there's Anne Widdecombe being murdered in her own home, 78 years of age. What's the world coming to? A little old lady, excuse me, a little old lady sitting in her home, whatever she was doing, whoever went to murdered her. Murdered her. And this is the sad indictment in the world today. And there's me trying to talk about children being murdered. Now look at this. I'm going to show you something. This is on my phone. Jason couldn't get it up, unfortunately, on the screen, but I will be showing you things on the screen about children. Look at this. Look at it, that child. Look at it. Look at it. And the West is complicit in this. The little girl, look at it. Oh, fucking hell. And we're complicit in it. No one's saying a thing. Not a word. They might come out and say, oh, it's awful, isn't it? That's all, that's it. They're doing nothing. Oh, dear. I don't know where it's going. I don't know where everything's going. Look at this stupid thing. I can't get myself on, you know. Look. I'm going to remove it. Oh, for fuck's sake. Sorry if I swore. I wish Jason had been, you know, he's out shopping now. Look at this. I don't want this. I won't be able to read out any comments or anything. Got my shower fixed. That's the only good thing. Got my shower fixed. Fucking hell. And at least I could get a decent shower because it was scalding hot. So I got these lads out and they fixed it. Scalding hot. Couldn't get a bloody shower. Oh, come on. Give me a break, will you? Give me a break. There I am. Yes, there you go. That's better. Be able to read your comments now. See you soon. Anyway, good evening, everybody. You know, it's the current affairs. We've got the dope in America. I don't understand I really don't understand with the Russian President Putin. I really don't. I'm just lost for words with him. He's coming out and saying, oh, well, you know, Trump's okay. And he's saying, he's giving the green light to use American missiles to go deep into Russia. What's he doing, Putin? Lavrov is the only one who's coming out and saying, hang on a minute. There's no negotiation with these people. So fed up. Franco, Shocking news about the murder of Anne Whittaker. Whether you liked her or not, she never bended on her faith. The right to life, law and order, Euroscepticism, animal welfare and traditional social views. Yeah, that's what I came out and said. Well, I never said all that, but, you know, I don't know where the country's going. I really don't. I really don't know where this country's going. I don't know where the world's going. Franco. And Yusuf says, I know this isn't football stream, but I just want your thoughts on Michael Edwards leaving. And so I said last night on my pod that he was sacked. Yusuf, if you'd been with me last night, because it went from a film and TV show right into football, and that's all I was talking about all night was football. And now people are surprised that I said last night they were sacked. Yusuf. So he's gone like that. I might as well leave. I'm not, might as well leave now rather than next month or whatever, the start of the season. And there's Schmacker. Remember Schmacker who came in as a director of football after Edwards, he left. Remember when I told you all about why he left? Him and that Julian Ward. And Schmacker, the club got Schmacker in, but he knows football. But I don't trust you. You should follow him now, because he's doing absolutely nothing in the transfer market. But I believe that Schmacker fella's coming in, interim CEO, to be honest, taking over Edwards. And Yusuf said, the last time I asked you, Frank, about why Argentina are like the darlings of FIFA, and you said, look at their president. And I'm glad you did. And I still can't get me tooth done until after my operation next month. Just jumped out of the shower now. The shower I've had in ages. CW. Even a Frankenshot, I'd say. Great news about Edwards leaving, so that all the three are going. Just needs FSG to sell up and leave. I think it's coming to that, to be. What did I say ages ago? What did I say ages ago about them? About the economic situation that Trump has fucking got everyone into. They don't want to lose anything on what the club is worth now. Like, share, hype, and subscribe, says the T. Thank you, T. Myra. Hi, Frank and Fred. Hiya, Myra. Oh, I hope you're well, sweetheart. I haven't seen you for ages. Oh, Myra, lovely to see you. Hi, Frank and friends. Oh, hiya, Myra. Oh, smashing. Great to see you, honestly. Excuse me. I'm not crying, you know. Just got an itchy bloody eyelid. And Franco says, on the Edwards saga, that gives him and used the opportunity to run out of the back door. As for FSG, when the fans lash out at the lack of stroke quality of signings, they will simply try and deflect the blame. They've always deflected the blame. Franco, I said, honestly, when Jurgen was leaving, why he's leaving, I gave a full rundown on it. Because you don't turn around to the likes of Michael Edwards and the other fella, Julian Ward. You don't say to them, listen, you're going. You won't come back if you walk out. And they walked out, didn't they? That was a load of bollocks, that was spin. They were told you'll be back within 2 years. Why? They wanted to get rid of Klopp because Klopp hated Edwards. He wouldn't give him anything. No money, no nothing. As soon as he went and Klopp left a title-winning team that gelled the season before, went on and won it, not through the Dutch cheese fella, that useless man. Because it was proof last season. And what did they do last summer? Nearly £500 million they gave to buy players to go on and nothing. Fell flat. And now he's left. People were made up that he was coming in. I always remember one comment, not on here, someone's pod saying, when he was coming back, Edwards, the Messi of CEOs is back with us, the Messi. I didn't comment or anything, on this stupid podcast that I was watching. And I said, oh, there we are. These are the idiots who haven't a clue about football, about my fucking football club, that is. Stay, my old mate, stay. Hi, Frank. I had a lovely day in Port Sunlight yesterday and saw the Anthony Brown art exhibition in Bridge Cottage. Very good. I haven't seen Anthony. Don't know what's happened to him. He could have gone on SpaceX for all that I know. And flew around Mars and still flying around there. I just don't know. He hasn't been in touch. We were going to do loads of things, Anthony and I. Don't know what's happened. Franco says, personally, guys, I don't think it's good news. Edwards goes now, in caps. As for prospective signing, it shows there's no strategy, just a revolving door at Anfield. Does this signal FSG want an exit plan? Said it ages ago. It's the economic situation that Trump, this lunatic, has got us into. And the Strait of Hormuz, that brings all the oil tankers out, after filling up and going in and coming out, that was open, that was free. That was free to everybody. Trump, and some of it, which I can't name, but you know what I mean, a tiny little country in the Middle East wanted them to go in and start a war with them. But America has always been like that. They've always wanted a war with Iran. For decades. I'm talking decades. I'm going back to Nixon. And then in 1999, that General Clark came out with a piece of paper saying what we're going to do. They're going to take out the Middle East. Iran will be the last one. We're going to take a couple of African countries. Somalia was one. They wanted to destabilize, I keep saying this, they wanted to destabilize the Middle East so that it'll be war-torn, so that there's all and I'm talking millions of them, by the way, would move out of the Middle East, all the migrants out of the war zone, and move into Europe to destabilise Europe. They wanted to destroy Europe, America. And there's these arseholes in the EU, you know. Look at Rutte. Look at him. That, oh, you know, that lunatic. Bending down to Trump. If it was a porno movie, you'd see him bending over a fucking table for him. And this is the way it is. And no one can say anything. And we're complicit in everything. Who are these bureaucrats that have been unelected that's running the European Union? Who are they? Have a look at the background. Have a look at their family background. Von der Leyen. Have a look at Callas's. Kaya Callas. Have a look at Mates. His family background. You've only got to look at Zelensky when he dug up that Mikkel, I forget his fucking name, who terrorised and murdered thousands upon thousands of Polish people in the Second World War, Nazi. And they just dug him up and gave him a state funeral, along with Bandera, another Nazi who killed hundreds and hundreds of thousands of Ukrainians for the Nazis with his little Nazi uniform. They gave him a state funeral. What's the Poles say? Hey, listen, you know, you can't do that. To the most corrupt little actor in the entire world, Zelensky. Raphael, hiya Raphael. Good evening, Frank, and all good folk on chat. Good evening, my friend. Good evening. Buonasera, Franco and friends. Franco, I agree with your comments, Ree and Widdicombe. I was shocked at first, but the way the world is now, I don't think I am. No. Steve Mulholland to Myra. Made up to see Myra. Hi, Myra Page. Hi, Steve Holland. Oh, it's great to see you. Oh, yeah, there mustn't be a match on tonight. Oh, this fella's been on his holidays, the Anfield Road. All right, Frankie and lad. Frankie, lads and chatters. Hope you're well. I've been on my summer holidays recharging for the season ahead and intellectual chat with the King Frankie. Good to see you back anyway, Raw. Really is. Really is. Good to see you back, mate. Ali, our Romanian friend. Good evening. Good evening, Ali. And CW. Bloody hell, Frank, I didn't know Anna be murdered. Shocking. Yes. Yeah. Shocking. Little lamb was 78 years of age, a little tiny thing. And she's been murdered. But they've got CCTV. It's terrible trying to say the S's at this, you know. Might have Page doesn't know how that came out. And CW. You all right, mate? Sister, no. I can't see you, Frank. Am I okay now? Sister T. Frank, your screen is what? Am I okay now? Let me know if I must be, mustn't I? Look, there you go. Is it all I've got a pair of shorts on, you know. But I don't want to show you them because I don't want to. I don't want the lazy swooning on a Friday night if they see me in my shorts and my knobbly knees. And Franco Tatuska, I agree. We all just want to live our lives in peace. Whatever we think, whatever our views, no one deserves to meet their marker in such a manner. Frank, I totally agree. All life is precious. Absolutely. But please think about this. I'm going to show some pictures, please. Please. Just look at this, what I'm going to show. And the worst thing is children. That's happening as we speak now.
وانت مش تعبانه وانت حملها هيك؟ تعبانه ولا لا؟
تعبانه تعبانه.
وين رايحه انت هالجيش؟
انا رايحه
في المنتزه البريج؟
طب
تعال اخذك معايا. يلا اطلع بدي اخذها معايا. بتحبي اختك عشان حملاكي كانت؟ طلع عليا. يلا مع السلامة.
You know where that is, don't you? A child carrying a child. This is in Africa. Nothing's being said. This thing. That's yours, Ted. Ted. And this is what we go through. This is what we're witnessing. Is anybody going to be held accountable? Look what Trump, 3 taps on a girl's school. Remember that? A month or so ago. 168 schoolgirls were killed from the age of 7 to 14. Schoolgirls. Not one tap, where they could say, oh, that was a mistake. Not 2 taps. 3 taps. And do you know the worst part of it? It wasn't just like going in and blowing up. They incinerated them with these weapons. Oh, fuck. And what did Trump say? And he should have been stopped there and then, but no one said anything. He said, remember when he said, I'll wipe these out off the face of the earth? Have you ever heard any leader? Look, I'm a historian. And I've never, ever read anything. The only thing I did read that, by the way, with documentation and primary source, which came near it. And it wasn't by a German or a French or a Spanish or a Portuguese or anyone like that. I came there, not a Russian or anyone. Do you know who it was? An Englishman. An Englishman. And that Englishman was Oliver Cromwell when he wanted to go over to Ireland and take out every single Irish person. Every single one. He's the nearest thing. And I've studied. As you know, I used to lecture about the Roman Empire. First World War I lectured about. English Civil War. That's how I found out about him. Napoleon. About him. Lectured about. And remember what Leo Tolstoy said? History would be a wonderful thing if it was true. And it's all propaganda. By the people of the West. It'd be a wonderful thing, Leo Tolstoy said. And he's spot on. Because my old master, my old professor, when I was had to do a paper, and he said to me, Frank, he said, what you have to do is break away the walls of propaganda until you come to the Great Wall with truth written on, and that's where you find the truth. And that's why, look, I've been following the likes of the Minsk Agreement for years. I followed the coup d'etat in 2014. I followed that Angela Merkel when she was Chancellor. And she actually came out and said about this Minsk Agreement, between Russia and the West. And she said it was a plan to arm and build up Ukraine because they knew that there was going to be a proxy war with Russia. Because once that coup d'etat and Yanukovych had to flee from hordes of the people that we were fighting in the Second World War, that lot. There was hordes of them. So we fled. And what did they start doing? Every Russian-speaking people They were murdering. And it was a sort of genocide. And even Putin said, listen, you've got to do something. He was saying that from 2014 right up. And he said, if you're going to do that, I'll have to go in. This is genocide. What they're doing to Russian-speaking people. And that's why you've got a special military operation. But I think he should now, after this Trump and what he said, yeah, I'll give more or less said, I'll give the green light for our missiles to go deep into Russia. Deep into Russia, think about that. Missiles. Tomahawks. Stephen Holland. The 2026 World Cup was promised to Argentina over 3,000 years ago. Yeah, because Mealy said that, didn't he? It's been promised to us. That's why it's corrupt. That's why this year is corrupt. America should never have been in it. Never have been in it. And you've only got to look at FIFA by giving Trump a peace prize. A peace prize? What the fuck was that all about? You can't make these things up. There he is, promising to take over Greenland. Just go in. Oh, no, we're going in. Denmark, fuck Denmark, he said. And then you get the likes of Venezuela, where he goes in, kidnaps the president and his wife, carts him off to America, where he's incarcerated. No one said a word on trumped up charges that he was selling drugs. What the fuck? Oh, come on. And no one said anything. Not a word. Then you've got little Mark Rubio, the fucking liar. Another fucking liar, him. When he turned around and said about, me family had to flee. Had to flee Cuba. When Castro overthrew Batista in 1959. Fucking liar, because he left a few years before, 2 or 3 years before that revolution. So he wants to take over now. You see what you've got that Mercado, haven't you, who got the Nobel Peace Prize? She got a fucking Peace Prize, and she was praying to Trump before the Peace Prize, by the way, to go and bomb Venezuela so she could take over. Have a guess what she is? Like Neely. And she's Venezuela. She's in Venezuela. They're all around the place, South America. I don't know what's happened to me here. Excuse me a minute. So that's it, people. You've got the world. Do you know what? We might as well join the flat earthers. The way it is. Honestly. The way that. I'm going to get banned, you know. You know that, don't you? I've had loads of comments and emails. Oh, Myra, Frank, it's good to see you. You okay? I have to go in. If you're still with us, darling Myra, I have to go into hospital next month and have a spinal operation. Can't walk. unfortunately. And once I have this operation, hopefully if it's a success, the first thing I'm doing is flying off to Italy for a few weeks to recuperate with a new tooth. That came out biting on a chocolate bar, by the way, Myra. Like, subscribe, and share. Hands, yellow heart. Oh, thank you, Myra. What a lovely girl. And there's our Hollywood actor, Cedric Lopez. Big up, Frankie. Legend. Chat. Hey, Cedric. Franco, I think is coming Zelensky as the Patriots now. Russia is on the back foot in Crimea. Do you see Putin stepping down soon due to ill health, not out of choice, but being pushed out? To be honest, Franco, they'll only be destroyed. They always get destroyed. Every Patriot system's being destroyed by Russia. That's why they want more, because they're being destroyed. Now, Crimea is all right. Crimea is safe. I'll tell you what to watch, Franco. I watch different things, honestly. Try and watch the Duran, especially Alex Christoforou and Alexander Mercurius. You know, they're on together, but they have different things as well, you know, on their own. And they give you all the truth. Colonel McGregor, Colonel Danny Davis. These are all fellas giving you the truth. There's lots of them out there, honestly. Lots of them. They're all giving you an update. There's a fella, and they're all American, by the way. There's a fella by the name of Electric, and he's a smashing lad. And he gives you the maps. So what you read, honestly, and what, especially the Western narrative. Franco, listen, I haven't read any Western papers or anything, BBC News or anything for years, and I mean years. Because it's just like what Leo Tolstoy said. History would be a wonderful thing if it was true. And that comment there, great comment, by the way. But it's what Leo Tolstoy said. History would be a wonderful thing if it was true. Putin, he's got 85% approval by the public. Every Russian. But they are coming out and saying, we've had enough of this, get in and sort, because he can. If there was a fella by the name, well, there's a fella named Medvedev. And Medvedev, if he was president, there'd be no Ukraine left today. None whatsoever. It'll be flat. And they're making their way anyway to Odessa. They're going to Odessa. They're going to landlock the whole, or what's left of Ukraine. Because all the oblasts, they're all secured. And if you're taking any notice of the European leaders by saying, take no notice of them, honestly, take no notice. And if you take any notice of the Germans coming out and saying that it was the Ukrainians who blew up Nord Stream, take no notice of that either. Because that Sikorsky fella, the minister of Poland, one of the ministers of Poland, a minute or so after that Nord Stream was blown up, he came out and tweeted Thank you, USA. With a footage of the Nord Stream blowing up. So Sikorsky gave the game away. Now they're trying to distance America away from the Nord Stream. But the Russians knew anyway. And this is what I can't get over about Putin. Whether now he's saying I've had enough, because they have crossed red lines before. And he's just coming out and saying, we can handle this. But if you see that it's very rapid now that they're taking over these major cities as well. And Zelensky is in a panic, and he can't say anything because he's got two on him. He's got the Azovs, who are Nazis, by the way, and he wants to give some units Nazi names, by naming them a different unit. And Poland, I don't understand Poland. They said, oh, well, all right then. Because they came out and said, well, we've got a common there. They said, listen, we don't want this. We do not want Nazis being given state funerals, digging them up and giving them a state funeral. We don't want that. They murdered hundreds of thousands of us, Poles. And then what does Zelensky say? Oh, well, we've got one thing in common. Russia's our enemy. So that's all right then, is it? Behave yourself, Poland. Behave. Ridiculous. I'm going to have a swig of water. Hope you don't mind. It's not gin or vodka. I promise you. He'll never get pushed out, Franco, honestly, mate, he won't. But I think now, it's more quickly getting these things done, going into the oblast and getting them done. And, if you think that they're winning, if you read that they're winning, just say, well, okay, why haven't they taken any oblasts back? Why haven't they done that? They haven't. They just keep getting annihilated. And what are they doing? If you think that loads of Russian soldiers are being killed, that's a spin. It's the opposite. It's the opposite way. There's reports, I read reports a few weeks ago that over 1.6 million Ukrainian soldiers were dead, that died in this conflict. 1.6. It's gone up to over 2 million. 2 million. And believe that. Don't believe what you're reading about or hearing about Russia. And they're losing, countless a day. Honestly, I don't know. It's the Ukrainians. And Zelensky, as I said before, there's two factions. There's one, which is the Azovs who were down his ear like that. If he attempted to walk away, bump by them. And the other caveat for him is the Russians, because they've actually come out and said, once this is over, if we don't have Zelensky here in Moscow for war crimes, because he is committing war crimes, have a look up, Franco. Have a look up of a place called Bucha. 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 And they blamed the Russians for that. And that was debunked. by a Frenchman, a French journalist, that it was the Ukrainians. They just went out and murdered people, shot them, mowed them down. Like what's happening in that tiny little West Bank place in the Middle East. They just mowed them down, murdered them, and they blamed the Russians. But as soon as I see that, I said, that's a red flag, that's going to blame Russia, and they did. You've only got to look at the missile that fell into Poland and killed 2 farmers, and they blamed Russia. Remember, a drone it was, bing, bang, gone. And they blamed Russia, but that was debunked as well. There's more red flags against Russia. Frank, I'm glad Edwards and Hughes are going. They should have went when Slock left. They ripped up everything and leave. Can I say something here? That, I was going to say this the other week, but I thought, oh, don't take any notice. But look, that's a plan, though. That's been a plan. They were already sacked, as I mentioned last night on my pod. He's already been sacked. Edwards has gone, I might as well fucking go now. And you know why? Shall I tell you for why? And this is it. They waited for Klopp to get a job. Because FSG did not want Klopp back in. They didn't want him in. So that's why, they said he was talking to Xabi and all that. And that Amarim. It was already picked by Hughes, the Dutch cheese fella. He was already picked. I never liked him, that man. He was disrespectful to his fans, or to the fans of Feyenoord and the club of Feyenoord, when he went in the middle of the pitch and said, I'm leaving for Liverpool before the season finished. Think about that. And I seen that. And I went, who's this fella? He's just disrespected. And where did he fucking live? He lived in Manchester. He lived in Manchester. He wouldn't live here. And when he was asked why Manchester, he said, because I'm near the airport, so I can get over to see my wife. Why didn't your wife come? Oh, she doesn't like Liverpool. So, well, okay, if you're living by an airport, you know that Liverpool have got a big airport. And they fly to Amsterdam. Do you know that? Never liked him. Never liked it. And he was a crap manager anyway. But I think it was a plan. So Jürgen, they were hoping that he'd take a job somewhere. And because of Nagelsmann, he was useless anyway, in my opinion. You know, you had fans saying, oh, we'll get Nagelsmann after Klopp left. Oh, we'll get Nagelsmann after the World Cup, after the Dutch cheese fella left. Sacked. Now we get Nagelsmann after the... I said, no, it's crap. He couldn't hack it with Bayern. And here's Rodrigo Iriola. A man who's won absolutely zilch. Who has a very lucky season. Don't get me wrong, I'm going to get behind this fella. Because it was just made up to see the back of that Dutch cheese fella. But that's me. Cedric. In Frank we trust. I remember I was going to mention the Northern Irish fella, you know him, and there used to be things on social network. In Brendan we trust. Used to just bend my head and just shake it. Just, oh, Jesus. I was waiting for in Arnie we trust. I was waiting for it. Never ever showed though. It's good. And Carl Leadham. If young people today could live in the 60s, 70s and 80s, they would know why people of our age group are so sick and tired of the UK now. Great shout. Great shout. Davey, our Newcastle friend. Even in Frank and chatters, I'm sweating like one-legged man in the arse kicking cunt. I know it's been warm. I'm roasting in here. And Steve Holland. I thought the 78 World Cup was corrupt, but this one is far worse. Maradona supported Cuba and Palestine, but Messi and the Argentinian president supports the tiny hats because, yes, snide him. Messi, snide. Try and have a look. It's on YouTube all the time. Jerome beat Barcelona 4-0. 4-0. Remember? Have a look at the very end of the game. The last couple of minutes. And he's dead fucking sly. Messi. I've always said it. Messi. And you see him running. You see Fabinho gets the ball and he's running with it last minute or so. And he's running, you know, up to the edge of the fence, to his side of, and Sly boots behind him. Watch where Messi. Watch where he brings him down on the Achilles. He hits a snide player. Him. And look at the free kick he got in the new Camp Nou when they beat us 3-0. He jumped on his back. He jumped on Fabinho's back. Why do you think? Do you ever remember Robertson going like that, sir? Pushing his head because he's a sly boot. He's snidey, Messi. And now, to me, the greatest footballer you've just mentioned there, Maradona. Diego Maradona. Great footballer. Go to Napoli. I've been to Napoli a few times, and you know, you're walking around the streets and you know, just a working class district, and you see a massive mural of Diego Maradona. And don't forget, he played on in mud and everything. Not the turf that these play on. You know, real turf with Astro mixed in to give it that smoothness. That's what he's been playing. I'm not saying that he's a great footballer, Messi, Leo Messi, but he's a tiny supporter, isn't he? Spot on. Even if Frank and chat don't know about you, Frank, but I'm not that concerned about Hughes Edwards leaving. Iriola, I believe, knows what players he wants. It's just a case of whether he. I understand there, Barry, but do you think he'll get them? What are they going to do? How are they going to raise the money to get them? The only way to get them is we sell our best players. You know, the likes of Szoboszlai. But, you know, here's what I say. The way Slot had them playing, everyone were awful. And who's the big scapegoat for it? Mo Salah. He was the scapegoat. So give him a chance with these players that are already with us and buy a couple of additions. But, you know, where's the money for the additions coming in unless we sell? That's what we're like, a sell-to-buy club. And Barry says to the say, hopeful for the up-and-coming season. And say, Barry Iriola wants a Muniz, and he got him. Fair comment. Hopeful, Barry. Yes, mate. Even in Frank, you know, says little Linda, are you Linda? Thing is, you see, people, you've got to look. I reckon Arthur Askey would have done a better job than the Dutch cheese fella. So I'd give anyone a chance here. But please don't have your expectations up here. Please don't. Because I'm going to say it now, I'll have to. And this is just me, by the way. Don't blame the pod. This is just me. But I think he could turn out to be another Northern Irish fella by having a lucky season. There, I've said it. Steamer Lord, the Argentina-Egypt game was shown on a big screen in Gaza, and the man who organised it was killed just before the game started. I didn't know that. Shocking. Hey, Frankie, lad, did you ever meet Ann Whittaker? Rest in peace. Poor lady. Didn't deserve that, lad. No, she didn't. Said it the opening of the show. A 78-year-old, she's only small, she's only a tiny little fucking thing. And someone murdered her. She just spoke, well, you know, what she believed in. Whether she was Tory or she went to Reform, or somewhere else, you know, that I don't know. I fucking know now. It's shocking. It's shocking, Anfield. Honestly, mate. Johan. Good evening, Frank and Legend. Smash the likes like Brigitte smashes little Emmanuel. I was looking at I was actually looking at her traits, you know, the way she walks. I was watching it on YouTube. Oh. And he keeps wearing sunglasses, doesn't he? Like me the other night. And the Anfield to Myra. Hope you're well. They are. Look, all them for you, Myra. Scotches. Put a smile on your face. And to the see you, yeah, look back. You'd never know where Anfield Road. He's in Moscow. is our Johan. Moscow. He's already been to St. Petersburg. He's been to the Himalayas, trying to catch some Yetis. The Anfield say, Frankie O'Barnett looks like a barrister's wig, mate. Get it chopped, lad. What's going on here? Here, I only had it cut last week. I just got out of the shower. So I had no time to bring the hairdresser in, to do my hair. I just jumped out the shower there. Just dried it. Coming here. Looks like a barrister's wig, it does, doesn't it? Yeah, you give me a self-complex now. A barrister's wig. What's going on? And Bella. Hiya, Bella. Want to say to Franco, hope you're well. Evening all. Oh, Bella, love you. Ciao, Bella. Hope you're well, love. And your bambinos. Yeah, see? All the Italian coming out. I bet he went to Spain for his holidays and all the Italians coming out now. And Patriots couldn't do squat against Iranian Shahi drones that cost 1/10 of the price. That's what I mean. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. To think that's it. They paid. How many Patriots have they had during this war? It's just been blown up every time. People in Lvov are refusing to be conscripted to the front line and fighting back. Yet there's riots going on. Because I've got pictures of people being all over Ukraine, being dragged off the streets, young lads. But that's where all the Azovs live, I don't know whether you're aware of that in Lviv or Lvov, whatever it's called. That's where all the little Nazis live. That's where all the Nazis live. I feel like a barrister now. I feel wrong. I feel wrong. Grazie. Hope you're well, says the lovely Bella. I'm well, grazie. Yeah, isn't that nice? Mr. Polo. Hi, Frank. Hope drinking water in this hot weather. Yeah, I've got to drink. I've got to do all these mad things. And I actually take my tablets with water. I've had one cup of tea today. Going shopping tomorrow with my daughter. She said, I'll be down early for you tomorrow, Dad. I said, oh. She said, because I'm going out with my cousins. She's got 2 female cousins and they go out and someone's birthday or something. Normally she comes out about 4 o'clock or 5. I think Franco's gone. Said, see, if I say something that they don't want to hear, they just leave. But anyway, and my old mate Steve Mulholland. Zelensky is using fake stories to Western leaders about gains they have never made just to get more weapons and money. Yes. But they're made up doing it, to be honest. They know the score. Surely to God. They know the score. But they're making money too, you see, Steve. It's a big it's a big, excuse me, it's a big moat. It's a massive washing machine because the money goes in and comes back out to them. Catch that, catch that. Put it in that pile over there that I've already got. The Russians got the fella who makes the Ukrainian, who designs those drones. Got him, killed him. The Anfield says, clearing all these so-called experts from decision-making positions within our great institution is music to my ears. We need a reset, and all these guys going is great for us. Thing is, you see, they brought it, this is what I've just said, they brought in that schmacker, haven't they? Remember him under Klopp as an interim CEO, taking Edwards' job. That's what I said. I said last night, Anfield Road, if anyone would have listened to me, that they were sacked. They'd already been sacked. And you just don't, you don't get hold of schmacker today and say, will you get the job? They've said, listen, will you take, yeah, okay. All right. We'll get fucking shut of this fella. Users next. But schmacker can do that user's job as well. Users, absolutely useless. This is my take on him. He brought in the Dutch cheese fella, who was absolutely fucking useless. Yep. Okay. And then he never used to go to the game because he was always just staying in his house in Bournemouth. That's where he lived. The invisible. That's why I called him the Invisible Man. You've never seen him. And then what happens? The Dutch cheese fella gets the sack. He gets the fucking sack. Edwards gets the sack. And they said to Hughes, listen, you'll have to pick someone before you leave. And what did he do? Who did he turn to? Never turned to anybody. We're Liverpool Football Club. We are Liverpool Football Club. And who did he turn to? Fucking Bournemouth again. A manager who's won absolutely zilch. Nothing. He had a lucky season, just like the Northern Irish fella with Swansea. A very lucky season. And he did with Bournemouth. And he's brought him in. Jurgen Klopp was the greatest manager, in my opinion, we've had in many, many years. He made one mistake. He only made one mistake, Jurgen Klopp. And do you know what that was? When he said, if anyone knew me, then, going back then, he said, we've just signed the second best goalkeeper in Germany. And I said, no, we don't want second best. This is where we've always fell down, getting second best. We want the best, Jurgen. That's the only mistake he ever made. And I was vindicated with that. Especially in Kiev, Real Madrid. Think about it. Fucking curious. And Johan said, remember when the penile pianist targeted a young boys' dormitory in Lugansk? Same war tactics as the tiny hats. Yes, this is why they said we're going to get them. We're going to get them. This is Russia says we're going to get them. One way, if he's not dead, if he's not going to be, but they'll make sure that he won't be dead. They could be like a cover of yeah, he's dead, and living somewhere. No, they'll scour, get him, bring him back for war crimes. Polo says Frank Bucher, Donbass French journalist, and Laurent Bonnel. Yes. At the United Nations, said everything about it. There's a few French journalists who came out and just said everything. The Lion. It was the Ukrainians. It was the Azovs who did the massacres, not Russians. Shocking that. The Anfield use Edward Slot and his backroom staff are possibly FSG's first major error. And it just shows the tide of crap Klopp held back for me. Klopp protected this club from these idiots. That's why they left. But Edwards was told you'll be back within 2 years because they wanted to get rid of Klopp. FSG wanted to get rid of Klopp. I told you that. Because you just don't have two all of a sudden and two coming back 2 years later. That's Ward and Edwards. And what did Edwards do when he came back? Who did he hire? Fucking Hughes. Hughes he hired. And look at the mess we're in now. And as I keep saying, they were waiting for Jürgen to get a job. And when Nagelsmann was failing, they had an idea that Klopp would, that's why they got Iriola in. Because Jürgen was a fucking comeback. That's why Klopp didn't know that they were leaving, that they were already sacked, by the way, because he would have just waited, because they was about to call him in. The fans would have demanded him back. He would have sorted Liverpool out. He would have sorted us out. Everything's a plan. Steve, please hit the likes. Thanks, Steve. Polo. Slot, the Anfield rap, Red Men were a disgrace last year. Big cover-up. Yes, Polo. I don't watch the Anfield rap. I don't watch the Red Men. I don't watch anything. But it's only what people are saying. Well, how did I know that Slot was going? How did I know? Last night, if you would have heard me, what did I say about those two going to that Edwards has gone? What did I say? They've been sacked. How do we know these things? Messi is a snide. Thank you, Polo. Always said it. Ronaldo is more of a sportsman and family man. Yeah, he is. And you know what? Remember when we played United and Jones had the ball and he took it off. He took it off. Well, he ran for the ball. Jones got there quicker. And then he started kicking him. Get him off. But he is a snide. Ronaldo is a great player, Ronaldo. A great, great player. And I don't know whether you're aware of this, but we could have signed him. And I'll tell you who it was under. It was under Julio. And he said, no, we've got our Zidane here. And have a guess who the Zidane was? Danny Murphy. Okay. So we don't need him, do we? Him and Julio and Roy Evans was who refused Ronaldo. And Toscana. Messi should be grateful for what he's got. If it wasn't for Barca paying for his medication, he wouldn't have grown taller. He would have grown taller than 4'7". Nasty piece of work. I love our girls, you know. I love them. I admire her still with us. Love this girl. Cheers. I'm feeling raw. Really love. I love the you know, Myra coming to see us. That's great. And Johan said, "Did you like the images? Brilliant. I was going to try and get out, but I was doing something today. I had an electrician in, cracking lad, great lad, but he was doing a lot of work. I couldn't fucking get hold of any, and I had to wait until he got a shower, and that was just before the show. Hence me mad head. Hence what Anfield Ross said. I look like a barrister in a trial. Where do we go? Yeah, you never said anything, so I thought you were cross with me for waking you up again. No, you never woke me up. Oh, you woke me up, yeah. Do you know what he done? I said, I'm going to bed. He's fucking texted me at 1 o'clock in the morning. I said, I'm going to bed. Johan. So he says, okay. So I goes to bed. I'm just lying there as you do, like a big idiot. And then, you know the way you go into like a sleep? And then, ping! Woke me. But I never looked. And then, off again, and ping! Him. I looked, who the fuck's this? Johan. Now, I'll never fall out with you. I wouldn't fall out with anyone. And Bella to her, you're right, Messi is not a nice person. At times, it's not like Ronaldo. He always stops and says hello to his fans, especially the kids, as he's a family man. Yeah, you're right. Remember when we played United at Anfield and something happened to one of his children, and the Man United fans were clapping, and we all clapped. That was a nice gesture by our fans to Ronaldo. And Johan says, I'm actually on the outskirts in a town called Razan now, hometown of Pavlov. Guess what? Every house has a dog here. Go away. Pavlov. Go away. Ryazan. Fucking hell, where's that? Is that in the Moscow region? Even in Frank, what's tonight's subject, says Gary the Rigby. Oh, it's been great. Should have come on at the beginning. We had a, with Ann Widdicombe getting, being murdered. We had a Scotland Yard fella on. And he's saying, we're investigating this murder. The CCTV. Oh, he's great. And then someone mentioned about Ukraine. And we had a Ukrainian expert on. And he was saying, certain things about what's happening in Ukraine. Ukraine's finished, he said. It's gone. They're just panicking now. Asking for money and missiles and patriots. And he was on. That was great, Gary. But everything's going on this. Everything. And Toscana says to Bella, I agree, I prefer Ronaldo. He's worked hard to get where he is. A good family man. Would love to have seen him play for Liverpool. I can always appreciate players regardless of who they play for. Yes. Our little Maggie. Hi. Hi, Maggie. Oh, Myra's gone. Oh, she'll be gone now. Oh, Myra. Later, Frank needs to go. Oh, Myra, thank you for saying hello to us. And if you come on again, Myra, I'll have my hair done for you. Because, as I said, I just come out of the shower. I'll try and get a tooth in. I'll try and get a tooth in. Like... That was chewy, by the way. Chewing gum. See you, Myra. Really lovely to see you. Really is, sweetheart. Toscana, same here, says Bella. About Ronaldo, that is. And I'll always remember when Anfield's at the moment of silence for Cristiano when that was it, wasn't it? Best gesture compared to any other stadium. Yes. We care about people. And so I'll always remember the look on Messi's face when we beat Barca 4-0. I was there. I was there. I'm being honest, at Camp Nou, we were the better side. And that score flattered them. And I was saying that to the lads who was with. And they were saying, yeah, we were better. They were predicting scores. But we were convinced that they would score. It's just like in Istanbul. And in Istanbul, we were saying, we seen these fellas fucking going. And they were from Birkenhead. And we were shouting at them, "There you fucking get back, you fucking," at half time. Anyway, I said, honestly, here's what I said. I said, I just hope that, we score 1 or 2. Because I was expecting them to score again, I'm being honest. And give some sort of fight. I don't want to be humiliated. Just like the Barca game. Couldn't believe it, And so I'll always remember the look on, yes. Even Luis Suarez, Gary says, I always nods off after me tea, especially in the heat. Oh, behave yourself. Don't eat. I can't eat before a show. I did it once, and I was actually talking, and I felt myself going. Really? I remember doing it in, I had a lecture, a class, like proper class. And someone said to me, do you fancy some lunch? I never used to have lunch. And I said, no, come on. Gave in, didn't I? We had some lunch. Anyway, I tell you what I was doing. I was doing, what was I doing? I tell you what I was doing. I was doing Macbeth. Going through Macbeth speeches and things. And, they were talking, the students, they were coming out with certain things. The next I was asleep. One of the students came up to me and shook me. So that's why I don't eat. Even when they had coach trips, bringing people around, I wouldn't eat. Because I go lethargic, you see. So I get your point there, Gary. And I empathise with you. Toscana to you, that's how it should be. We support our teams first, whatever the reason. There's never any reason for nastiness. But you always get nastiness. It's like the Blue lads who came on, remember the other week? And he said, are you supporting England, in the World Cup? And I said, no. I said, I don't support them because I've always supported Italy. And I said, how can you support England? And I said this to our kids once. I think it was the last World Cup. And I said, how can you fucking stand there next to fucking people who shout at us, calling us meth scruffs, sign on, in your Liverpool slums, the song, in your Liverpool slums, bin dippers. And you're fucking playing, you're going, oh yeah, we're great, aren't we? How can you fucking how can you do that? Cedric says you can never miss a minute of Frank's show. Thanks, Cedric. Thank you. Yo, mate, stay. I have become a fan of Ireland during the last few days. I reminded people on Facebook about the Norwegian give us the word scouts. Yes. Love scouts. Tell you how you spell that. It's Lopskause. Love scouts. That'd be scoose. Love scouts. They just dropped the lop. Took out the A and the U and the K. Put a C there and O-U-S-E. Scouts. And they support Palestine, don't they? You're right, Frank. I eat too much, says Gary. I'm going to do some, me and Johan. We're going to talk about literature and art. Hopefully next week. I know that you might think, oh, well, rather sit in the garden and get stung by bees and wasps and, ladybirds flying all over you. Honestly, it'll be great. It'll be fabulous, to say the least. Simply because look, you're all intelligent, honestly, because the comments that come through are absolutely amazing on every subject, even on literature, when I've done it, even on films, for God's sake. So the thing is, you see, with literature and the arts, it's mostly visionaries, what they see. There's a picture like this here. Going back to the Renaissance. It's things like that. Can't wait to get this fucking thing done, you know. And the poet says, great point about Barca spending a fortune on Messi's growth hormone treatment. A generation or two earlier, he would have been a pro, never mind the GOAT. And Gary said, I hate all that. They haven't got a clue about Liverpool. Never been here. No. No. In your Liverpool slums, no. And Johan says to Toscana, Chelsea and Arsenal fans were mocking him with words I cannot utter. You are good people. You see, it's just like I'm Whittaker. As soon as I came on here, a lady. And what do? You know, I mentioned, don't I, about my sponsors, Gap Painting Services. And I say to people, if you know any elderly, if you know anyone who works in the NHS, they get a special discount. Don't have them struggling. Elderly. NHS workers. Don't have them struggling trying to paint and decorate them. Just get them in. Special discount. And there's Anne Whittaker being murdered. Fucking shocking. Really is. And those little kiddies that I showed before. And Bella says, sorry, Franco and all. I've got to go. It's my son's Mattia's birthday. I'll go away. Happy birthday, Mattia. Great name, that, isn't it? Mattia. Buon compleanno, Mattia. Buon compleanno. Happy birthday. And Gary says, I had that in Norway. Best I've ever had. And I can make a great... Oh, piss off. I had it in Norway. See, aren't the Norwegians? I bet you that Ireland's... I bet you he has scouts every day, yeah. Some he's good-looking fella, him, isn't he? I've seen his girl. I'll tell you what, if he was working behind, say like he was working in Asda or up at Sainsbury's, you know, the car park, getting the trolleys in. Hey. And he said, hello, to that girl he's with now. Do you think she'd give him a two fucking... No. And that Cole Palmer, she and his girl. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Frank is jealous. Should have been a fucking footballer. And Johan to Bella, I wish Matty had a happy birthday from all of us. Yes. The lovely Toscana to Bella. Auguri Mattia, buon compleanno. Sounds great. Say, yeah, that's the art and the literature. Honestly, it will. I'm not just saying. I'm not. You know, we've got the likes of William Blake. We've got the likes of Da Vinci. Great people. Dickens. Come on. Browning, Shakespeare. With the arts. Thank you for that, Cedric. You will, honest to God, you will enjoy it. I'm not just saying that. And the lovely Tosca. I'd love to see Norway win the World Cup, even though they knocked Italy out of the qualifiers. They are a breath of fresh air. Haaland is like a bulldozer. I think it's all. I think Brazil are awful. I think they're a very lucky fucking team, them. And the poet. Can you imagine a 4-foot-nothing player back in the days when 2-footed tackles and tackles from behind were perfectly fine? Messi wouldn't have been a pro years ago. Absolutely. Could you imagine Tommy Smith? Could you imagine coming up? Norman Hunter? With his little step overs and things. Get in. Lovely Bella, Toscana. Grazie. And Bella. To you. Thank you. And nothing to Frank, like, was it? Nothing. Thank you, Frank. Thank you very much, Bella. I bet your Matty here will be saying, get back on there, thank you. He wished me a happy birthday, man. And Raphael, I hope Norway win, as I don't think. But what's that? Stan looking at the frauds of idiot Pickford with a World Cup and no. I don't think I'll be able to stand looking at that fraud of an idiot Pickford with a World Cup in his hands. I agree there, Rafa. I'm telling you now, mate. Who are they playing? Who's England playing? I haven't a fucking clue. Is it Belgium? No, they're out. Are they out? I don't fucking know. I don't know any. Don't know anymore anyway. And Johan. Don't forget the sister, yeah. And the Brontes. If you think the Bronte sisters, you know, like, come on. Brilliant. You know, what they put into everything. And don't forget they had to fight against men's society. 19 male dominated. And even the same fucking type of people today still think that The Brontes didn't write the likes of Jane Eyre or Wuthering Heights. Nope. You think it was fellas? They couldn't write them. They were brilliant. Mary Shelley. That was the very first science fiction thing. But she wrote, see, this is what we want to explain. Why did she write that? Why? And you're getting people, it was a dream she had. Thunder and lightning woke her up. We'll explain why she wrote it. Yes. And Toscana says to Johan, sadly, I'm not surprised with Chelsea and Arsenal fans. I used to cringe if I ever heard the Munich song. Do you know what? I had the lad in today. He was an Evertonian. And he just got back from Ibiza yesterday. And he said, I'll be able to come in tomorrow and do it. Yeah, okay. I've been waiting. Anyway, he said that he was in a bar watching England play. And they were singing, they weren't Liverpool lads. They were singing the Munich song. And this Irish girl, they were only young girls. They said, what are you singing that for? That's disgusting. And this fella went right up to her, right in her face. And I said to the lads, I said, didn't you say anything? He said, there was a fucking crowd of them. He said, I was with my dad. And he's old, you know what I mean? And I didn't want to get into a thing like that. So I was just having a beer. He said, they were disgusting. And that's in a bar in Ibiza. These are the same fucking pricks that I wouldn't stand next to watching a game, international game. In 2006, when Italy won the World Cup, this is how terrible it's gone. 20 fucking years ago, won the World Cup, and look at them. They can't even qualify. They haven't qualified for the last 3. I wanted to go to the Maximus Circus because that's where they were parading around. I couldn't get there. Wanted to be there. I couldn't get a thing for 3 or 4 days. I just wanted to go and see them parading the World Cup. Carnivale. Playing Norway. Oh, is that who we're playing? England. Oh, yeah, Bonnie Tyler. Fucking hell, there's another one. Bonniewicz. And I believe an appendix burst during the operation. Once they burst, it's peritonitis and the blood goes right through the bloodstream. You're dead. There was a very famous Italian actor. Oh, what was his name? Was it Navarro? No, Navarro. Oh, what was his name? And my grandmother, she used to go and see him on the pictures. And she had a load of mates. And they used to wear these hats that he wore. Oh, what's his name? His name's gone. And they were devastated when he died. It's just like, when she was younger, they loved him. forget his name. He was in Hollywood, like, you know what I mean? He wasn't making films in Italy. But she used to get dressed up as him. You know, like, when he wore these bloody hats. All these girls. Even married, you know, they were married. But they look, what's his name? Forget his name. Well known. And the poet says, Maradona took some stick from defenders as did the likes of Georgie Best. Oh, come on, yes. Eddie Gray, etc. Flair players for years ago walked around with a big target on the back. They are protected these days, yes. Georgie Best got kicked to death. So did Eddie Gray. Eddie Gray beat a lot of me. Leeds, Ian Kelly. I always remember us playing Celtic, and I was in the paddock. Oh, what was that fella's name? And it was funny because this fella, now Kelly, you know, if you know Kelly, he's very quiet, you know, very quiet. And what was his name? Big Celtic left back, and Scotland, you know. Forget his name. And he hit him. Fucking hell, he shackled him. And Kelly went up in the air and came down again. And Kelly jumped up and went like, that's it. And so that just passed. And anyway, he had the ball. What's his name? His name came to me and goes. And anyway, he got the ball and Kelly went right into him. And, you know, he kicked him. And, you know, what was his name? I forget his name, unfortunately. Anyway, he got up. This fellow was about 6'2" tall. And Kelly was only small. And he went like, look, and Kelly went. You know, we were sitting in this, you know, standing in the paddock. And he went like that. He just went. Just on the top of his head. I was just saying, you know, like, brilliant. And they were players. I remember Stevie Highway playing Ipswich, that Mick Mills, dirty bastard him. And he went up for Eze. Stevie Highway. And Mick Mills never went for the Eze. He just pushed him in the back and he bent backwards like that. Just went out, bink. Just bent. Stevie Highway came crashing down. No foul, no nothing. And he just got up and just ran up, you know. That's how it was. That's how it was. They're the days how he was brought up in. Even Bobby Chown got some stick. Bobby. Everyone loved Bobby. Everyone. And he got stick. There you go. Maradona took some stick from defenders as did the likes of George Best. Eddie Gray. Fair players years ago. Walked around with a big target on their back. They're protected these days. Yes. And Johan says, when the right refuse to stand up, that's when evil begins. Its dealings. Yes. Lots of money to be made. I'll be finishing in a moment, boys, so your soul can go and watch the game. Bobby Lennox. So fucking right. Oh, well done, poet. Oh, thank you, poet. Franco, were you thinking of Rudolph Valentino? Yes. My grandmother loved him. She used to tell, you know, little lad. And she used to tell me about the big hats when they used to go to pictures. I think they were silent pictures. I don't think there was any, you know. But Rudolph Valentino, that's him. Strange, isn't it? The big hats. And these are married women going to see Rudolph Valentino in a film. But they were devastated because he died of peritonitis as well. He died of peritonitis, unfortunately. Bobby Lennox. Thank you, Toscana, and thank you, Poet. Two names I was stuck with. Cedric. I'm off, Frank. Take care of yourself, chat. Have a great weekend, all. You too, Cedric. He's going to do a movie. He won't be watching matches. I have no sinking badges. Badges? I have no sinking badges. That was a Mexican to Sierra Leone. No, Sierra Madre. Sorry, not Sierra Leone. Country. Sierra Madre with Humphrey Bogart. And Humphrey Bogart went there to these Mexicans. They were baddies, like. If you're the law, where's your badges? Badges? We have no sinking badges. Oh, brilliant. Great film. See you, Cedric, mate. You take care. Have a good weekend. I'll be finishing now anyway. There were Celtic fans drunk in town about 3 days after that game. They were all made up when do you ever remember they played Wales, I think, in a World Cup qualifier? And they played it at Anfield. They were made up. Kenny scored at Anfield. Should have seen them all. The bagpipes. The kilts on. And all our girls were going, have you got anything underneath them? Because we're told that you don't. And they just used to go, oh! Just great. I just love it. So next week I'll be doing some history on Monday. Monday history, and I'm looking out for certain times that I'm going to do a football podcast. But I'm going to look out for these games that are being played. So you'll have to just take a chance with me. Will I be on? That Celtic team we beat in '66 were the Lisbon Lions. Yeah, they were. First British side to win a European Cup. Our mid-'60s team never won a European trophy, but they were certainly good enough. Yes, they were cheated by Inter. We could have gone on and won that in '65. Shankly, I was on a programme, documentary about that. Believe it or not. Mate, Tommy Smith, John Keith, and Brian Granville. He used to be the commentator for, not the commentator, the sports reporter for the Times. Great Brian Granville. And he was on. And he was saying he actually seen the brown envelope going to the referee. He said, Liverpool are going to lose this. And he did. Well in, Poet. Well in, mate. If you ever want to come on the Poet, let me know right now, though, because I'm finishing. If you ever want to come on a football show, let me know. Zoom it like we'll get we could send you a link and you can come on. wherever you are. Let me know now, though. Let me know now. That was 77. I love that. Yeah, 77. Yeah. Do you ever remember Jeff Strong? He was injured. He got a terrible injury. And when we were playing Celtic, he scored a fucking cracker. But he was limping all the way through the game. Normally, he would have gone off. Oh, lovely Toscana. Grazie, Franco and chatters for tonight. Another great evening. Toscana, let us know if you get your little dog, to replace your lovely thing that you had for many years. Let us know. I can barely string a coherent sentence together, mate. Oh, behave your fucking self. Get on here. Say yeah and we love you now. And you answer the poet. Neither can I just do it, mate. What about me? You're saying you can't string a sentence together. What about me? And me teeth. Hello. And the poet says, I'll swear it, mate. I'll freeze under the pressure. I like, mate, honestly. So long as you contribute, As long as you contribute, poet, mate, honestly. Even though, I don't know, I don't know that you like literature as well, because you wouldn't have that name. And I bet you know a lot about, I know you do because I've seen your comments. And Toscana says, I'm going to wait till I move home. Then, hopefully, a German Shepherd pup and a rescue dog. That's great, that. Get a rescue dog, please. Because I don't know whether you're aware, they do get put down, And on that wonderful note, you gorgeous people, I love you all. Thanks for keeping me company. I'll see some of you on Monday. Well, hopefully I'll see a lot of you. I'm doing the history of Liverpool Monday. That's a, because everyone goes and you know what I mean? People looking in and going to watch your game. So I'll see who's playing on Monday. So just bear with me, when I'll be on. But the first one will be history. And the poet says, takes a bit of doing hosting something like this. What you do, Frank. I always did it, being a lecturer. Know what I mean? So, I've given talks to the people, the professional people I've given talks, and I'm talking not one or two, say like 240 Royal College of Art Surgeons, 250 top lawyers, 300 and I think it was 50 international architects. That's who I've given talks to. And King Charles, when he was Prince then. Rescue dogs are the best. Ours is a rescue. God, good for you. I mean that. I mean that. I'm not just saying that. That's great, though. Little rescue dogs. Well, I'm going to finish. Thank you so much. There's something else I'm going to do, you know. And I forgot. You know, it's only to keep the interest going. Been great comments tonight. It's every positive. Really good comments. That's why you know everything about everything. And I'm not just saying that, I'm not flattering. You do. Whether it's football, whether it's literature, whether it's current affairs, whether it's anything. You're well informed. I'll tell you, I'm going to get, where am I here? I'm going to get this fella on. Him. Be great. The unexplained. Like Frank. And the Johan says, look, he's in, see, every dog where he is now in Russia has got a dog, and every house has got a dog. Thank you, Frank and Legends, for a great chat. Tuesday footy with Darryl. Have a great weekend, everyone. Darryl. And on that wonderful note, I'll just say good night. Thank you. Have a great weekend. I'll be speaking to you later on, Johan. Okay. Have a great weekend, everybody. Please have a great weekend. And watch out for the elderly. Please watch out for them. Please watch out. Thank you. And to my lovely Italian ladies, buonasera, buonanotte. Ciao. Ci vediamo. Lunedì. And to you, wonderful speaking English people, good night, people. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Ciao.